You join me again with the Fiesta, and if you haven't watched the last video, I changed the clutch on my car without any knowledge. And well, it kind of worked. We're now at this point where I've got to fix all the things that I broke while changing the clutch. So under the car we go, let's have a look at some of the things that need fixing. So one of the things that needs fixing is the reverse light switch. This little thing here, I actually broke it when I pulled the cable out last time. Now this thing controls the rear reverse light as well as my parking sensors, so it's definitely important that we fix this one. Now unfortunately the footage of me changing this piece did actually corrupt, but I will talk about this piece later in the video. So another major part on the car that needs replacing is the lower engine mount. Now you're probably wondering, how do I actually know these things need replacing? Well, what I did was, after getting the clutch done, I took it to a mechanic and got a free suspension check because I needed to anyway, and they actually picked up a load of issues with the car. You can see the whole list here. Yeah, there's a lot of things that need sorting. I'm not going to get them all done today, but we'll try and get the main ones done at least. So in order to change the lower engine mount, the car needs to be jacked up so I can get under there and actually take the part out. Under here, I've got to take out this bolt, this one, and this as well here. There's like 2 bolts here to take out the oxygen sensor. I have to say, I think I made that look pretty easy, but it doesn't always go that way, trust me. Stick around to later in the video, I make a pretty big mistake. It's worth watching. I'll give you a close-up of the lower engine mount and how it's literally just splitting real bad. On here as well, you can see it's just like splitting. It shouldn't move like that at all, but yeah, so I'm glad I changed this one as well. So as you saw, the old engine mount is looking a bit worse for wear, but don't worry, I've got a shiny new one that we're going to fit to the car right now. You can already tell this new engine mount is a lot more solid than the last one, so let's get it installed back onto the car. With the bolts back in, all that's left to do now is torque it up to about 71 Newton meters and get that oxygen sensor back on. This right here, as I talked about, the bushing on it's like completely gone. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see, but like that whole thing is about to split. So good job we changed that. The other thing was this reverse light switch. I don't know if you can see, but it's like broken here. It must have been when I pulled that cable out, it just completely broke off the metal. But yeah, you can see like there's a ball here, and the oil actually from the transmission comes out of here, or can come out of here. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I know the oil can come out of here, and because this had broken and the cable wasn't in properly, it meant it was leaking oil out of here. So now that I've replaced this, it actually isn't leaking oil anymore, and it's all fixed, and my reverse lights and the reverse switches, everything works. So I must have done something right. Right, just to give you a bit of a close-up, you can see it's fully broken. And you can see how oil was just getting through here. Okay, so I know I haven't really explained what I'm doing right now. That's because I need to reference back to the last video where I changed the clutch and I put the wrong bolts in the lower control arm. Yeah, don't try and push the bolts through in the lower control arm when it's not pushed up all the way, because you mess up the bolt pretty bad like I did. Oh well, I've got some spare bolts here, gonna put these in and hopefully these will do the job. Now, I just used ordinary bolts and that is a big no-no. So I luckily found out pretty soon after doing it, so it wasn't too much of a problem. But what could have happened is if I was driving down the motorway at high speeds, these bolts are just not hard enough and they could have just sheared and it could have ended like this. Now to stop that from happening, I'm going to take the old bolts out, put these nice new proper pinch bolts back in so that I don't have any unhappy accidents.
And the bolt should just slide out. Yep.
Just making sure the lower control arm is pushed up all the way, and then we're going to push the new bolt in. Tighten it up with a torque wrench, and then job's a good one. Now it's time to get the wheel back on the car and get this thing back on the ground. Now I did mention earlier in the video that I made a pretty big mistake. This is where I made the big mistake. Word of advice, don't jack your car up if the ground is not completely level. It's just a bad idea.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Okay, I know, that was pretty bad. But luckily we got out unscathed, nothing was damaged, I'm okay, nothing broke. So we'll just take this one as a learning experience. Okay, so last on the list now is just to bleed the clutch. Now, I'm not going to show you the footage just because I didn't get the best angles, but it didn't quite go to plan. I did kind of get .4 everywhere, but we got it done in the end. What I'm going to do is just show you the final footage of me driving the car after doing all of these little changes.
Let's get a belt on, safety first. Let's start her up. Okay, I need to turn my wheels to the right because the car fell to the left. Still, I think the pedal doesn't feel as soft anymore. It might still need more bleeding. I've also changed bits on the suspension and it's nowhere near as noisy as it was before. There's still the same noise that I had before, but it's what it was before I did anything on the clutch. So that should all be fine.
If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm almost at that 1,000 mark, so if you could help me out with that, that would be amazing. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.